Imagine opening your smartphone tomorrow morning and realizing you don't actually need most of your apps anymore. No Uber, no Amazon, no Booking, no food delivery app, no dozens of productivity tools. You simply tell your AI what you want. Book me the cheapest flight to New York next Friday. Order the groceries we usually buy. Find me a hotel near the conference and keep it under $200 a night. And the AI does it. It doesn't tell you which app to open. It doesn't give you a list of links. It doesn't simply explain how to complete the task. It actually takes action. It searches, it compares, it makes decisions, it fills out forms, and eventually, it completes the task for you. This may sound like science fiction, but the technology behind it is already being developed, and it could represent one of the biggest changes to personal technology since the smartphone itself. Because artificial intelligence is moving beyond answering questions. It's learning how to act on your behalf. And when AI can operate software for you, the apps we've spent the last decade downloading may become far less important. Welcome to Future Lens, where we explore the technologies shaping tomorrow. Today, we're looking at one of the most important developments in artificial intelligence, AI agents, and why they could replace your apps sooner than you think. So, what exactly is an AI agent? The easiest way to understand it is to compare it with the AI assistants we're already familiar with. A traditional chatbot waits for you to ask something. You type a question, the AI responds. You ask another question, it responds again. It's incredibly useful, but you're still in control of every step. An AI agent is different. You give it a goal, and instead of simply telling you what to do, it figures out how to do it. Imagine saying, "Find me a flight to London next month under $500. A chatbot might tell you which websites to check. An AI agent could potentially search those websites, compare the available flights, consider your preferences, and present the best options. Give it more permissions, and eventually, it could complete the entire process. This is the fundamental difference. A chatbot generates information. An agent performs actions. A chatbot answers. An agent acts. And that distinction could completely change how we interact with computers. To understand why, think about how smartphones work today. When you want to order food, you open a food delivery app. When you want a ride, you open a transportation app. When you want to book a hotel, you open a travel app. When you want to buy something, you open a shopping app. When you want to send a message, you open a messaging app. We have hundreds of specialized tools sitting inside one device. And for the last 15 years, this model has worked very well. The smartphone became a kind of remote control of modern life. Every problem received its own application. Need a map? There's an app. Need a bank? There's an app. Need entertainment? There are dozens. Need to communicate? There are even more. The app economy became enormous. Companies spent billions developing mobile applications. Developers competed for downloads. Businesses fought for space on your home screen, and app stores became the gatekeepers connecting users with digital services. But there's a hidden problem with this model. Humans are still doing all the work. You have to know which app to use. You have to remember your password. You have to search through menus. You have to compare options. You have to enter information. You have to switch between applications. And sometimes you have to repeat the same information over and over again. The smartphone may have made computing easier, but it didn't eliminate complexity. It simply put that complexity behind colorful icons. Now, imagine a completely different model. Instead of thinking about which application you need, you simply describe what you want. Plan my weekend. Find a restaurant for 4 people tonight. Move my meeting to Thursday. Buy a replacement charger for my laptop. Compare my electricity plans and find the cheapest option. You don't need to know which application handles the task. You don't even need to know where the information is stored. The AI figures that out. This is why AI agents are potentially much more disruptive than chatbots. They're not competing with one application, they're sitting above all of them. An agent could potentially interact with travel services, shopping platforms, calendars, email, banking interfaces, maps, productivity software, and countless other digital services. The applications would still exist, but the user wouldn't necessarily interact with them directly. The AI would become the interface. And we're already seeing the first signs of this transition. AI systems are becoming capable of using computers. They can navigate websites, interact with interfaces, read documents, search across multiple sources, execute sequences of actions, and increasingly, they can remember context and complete multi-step tasks. That is a major shift. For decades, software waited for humans to tell it exactly what to do. The emerging generation of AI can begin to understand the goal, plan the steps, use the available tools, and adapt when something goes wrong. That's much closer to having a digital employee than having a digital search box. And once AI can reliably perform those tasks, the question changes. It's no longer, which app should I use? It becomes, what do I want done? And that may be the beginning of the end of the app-centric smartphone. Because if one intelligent agent can operate hundreds of services for you, why would you need hundreds of apps competing for your attention? The apps may not disappear, but the way we use them could change forever. So, how do AI agents actually work? The simplest way to think about an AI agent is as a system with three abilities. It can understand a goal, it can plan a sequence of actions, and it can use digital tools to execute those actions. Instead of simply generating a response, an agent could decide what needs to happen next. Imagine you tell it, find me the best flight to New York next Friday and keep the total cost under $500. The agent could break that request into multiple steps. First, it searches available flights. Then it compares prices and schedules. It considers your preferences. It checks baggage rules. It identifies the best options. And if you give it permission, it could potentially complete the booking. The important part isn't that the AI can perform one action, it's that it can coordinate many actions toward a single goal. That's where things become really interesting. Imagine planning a vacation. Today, you might open a flight app, then a hotel app, then Google Maps, then a restaurant app, then a weather application, then your calendar. With an AI agent, you could eventually say, plan my trip to Italy for 2 weeks in September. Keep everything under $4,000. I want local food, historical sites, and quiet places. The agent could coordinate the entire process. It could research flights, compare hotels, build an itinerary, check transportation, find restaurants, monitor the weather, and organize everything into your calendar. The same concept could apply to shopping. Instead of opening Amazon or another shopping platform and searching for a product yourself, you could simply say, find me a reliable 55-inch television under $800. The agent could compare products, specifications, reviews, prices, and delivery options. It could explain the trade-offs and eventually, with the right permissions, place the order. Banking could work in a similar way. You might ask, show me where I spent the most money this month. The agent could analyze your transactions. Or find 3 subscriptions I don't use anymore. It could identify recurring charges. Or move this month's savings into my account. With the appropriate security controls and authorization, an AI agent could potentially handle routine financial tasks without requiring you to navigate multiple menus. Email could become even more interesting. Instead of spending an hour sorting messages, you could ask, "Find the important emails I haven't responded to." The AI could identify them, summarize the conversations, draft responses, and ask for your approval before sending anything important. This changes the role of software. Today, applications are tools you operate. Tomorrow, they could become tools your AI operates for you. And that creates obvious winners. Consumers could save enormous amounts of time. Small businesses could automate tasks that previously required employees. Entrepreneurs could manage research, scheduling, customer communication, and administration with much smaller teams. And developers could connect AI agents to thousands of existing services. And companies that build the best underlying infrastructure could become incredibly powerful. But there will also be losers. Apps that provide little more than a simple interface could become less important. Some businesses may lose direct relationships with customers. Companies that depend heavily on users opening their application every day could face a serious challenge. And the biggest change may happen inside the app stores themselves. For more than a decade, Apple and Google built enormous ecosystems around the idea that users download applications. Search for an app, install it, create an account, open it, use it, then repeat the process for the next service. AI agents could break that cycle. If your AI can access multiple services directly, you may not care which application is providing the service. You care about the result. The App Store could gradually become less important as the primary gateway to digital services. But this future comes with serious risks. The more power we give an AI agent, the more dangerous mistakes become. If an AI makes a bad recommendation, that's one thing. If an AI actually makes a purchase, sends an email, changes a reservation, or moves money, the consequences can be much larger. Security becomes critical. Who has permission to act on your behalf? What happens if someone tricks the AI? What if a malicious website gives the agent misleading instructions? What if an attacker gains access to your digital assistant? And perhaps the biggest question of all, how much control should an AI have over your life? The answer may not be unlimited automation. Instead, the future could involve different levels of permission. Some tasks might happen automatically, others might require confirmation, and sensitive actions, especially financial or legal decisions, could require explicit human approval. If this technology is built correctly, the goal won't be to remove humans from the process, it will be to remove unnecessary complexity, and that could completely redefine the smartphone. Imagine a future where your home screen isn't filled with dozens of app icons. Instead, there's one intelligent assistant. You tell it what you want, it understands your preferences, it remembers your routines, it communicates with the services you use, and it handles the boring work in the background. The smartphone would still have a screen, still have cameras, still have processors, still connect to the internet. But the interface could become dramatically simpler. You wouldn't think, which app do I need? You would think, what do I need done? That may be the real revolution. The smartphone isn't disappearing. The app-centric smartphone is. Before we wrap up, I'd like to give a special thanks to our founding members, Tim Daniels, Armand Wright, Inglorious Bradstert, and Emiliana Chavez. Thank you for being among the very first people to support Futurelands. Your support helps us create more in-depth videos exploring artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, and the future that's arriving faster than most people realize. If you'd like to support Futurelands and unlock exclusive member perks, simply click the Join button below. So, will AI agents really replace your apps? Probably not all of them, at least not immediately. Some applications will remain essential, others will adapt, and entirely new types of software may emerge. But the fundamental relationship between humans and software is changing. For decades, we learned how to use computers. Then we learned how to use smartphones. Now, we're teaching computers how to use themselves. And once AI can reliably operate the digital world on our behalf, the app may no longer be the center of the experience. The AI will be. The next generation of smartphones may not be defined by how many applications they can run. They may be defined by how much work they can do without you. And that future could arrive much sooner than most people think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to Future Lens for more documentaries about artificial intelligence and the future of technology. And tell us in the comments, would you trust an AI agent to book your flights, shop for you, manage your schedule, or even handle routine financial tasks? Or would you always want to stay in control? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next journey into the future.